Chapter 5. The Divine Counsel, Vyasa's Path to Devotion. Once upon a time, in the serene atmosphere of the Himalayas, two great sages met to discuss the mysteries of the universe and the path to enlightenment. The legendary sage Vyasa, who had compiled the vast knowledge of the Vedas and authored the Bhagavata, was seated by the banks of a sacred river. Yet, despite his immense wisdom and accomplishments, his heart was troubled. There was a deep sense of unease within him, as if something crucial was still missing. As Vyasa sat lost in his thoughts, the divine sage Narada appeared before him, holding his lute, the veena, in his hand. Narada, who travelled freely across the three worlds, saw the worry on Vyasa's face and couldn't help but smile gently. "O highly fortunate son of Parashara," Narada began, "is your mind and soul truly satisfied with all that you have accomplished? You have compiled the great Mahabharata, filled with teachings on Dharma, Artha, Karma and Moksha, the principal goals of human life. Yet why do I sense that there is still a void within you?" Vyasa sighed, acknowledging the truth in Narada's words. "You are right, Narada," he replied. "I have achieved much, but my soul is still restless. Despite diving deep into the knowledge of the Supreme Spirit and mastering the Vedas, there is something missing, something that eludes me." Narada, wise beyond measure, knew exactly what troubled Vyasa. "Your honor has not truly sung the pure glories of the Lord," Narada said. "You have written about many things, but you have not focused on the one who is the source of all joy, Lord Vasudeva, Krishna himself. Without devotion to the Supreme Being, knowledge remains incomplete and the soul remains unsatisfied." Vyasa listened intently as Narada continued. "Words that do not glorify the Lord are like the shallow pools where only crows find pleasure, while the swans who dwell in the sacred Manasa lake never set foot in such places. The words that truly matter, even if simple, are those that extol the infinite glory of the Lord, for they purify the world and bring peace to the hearts of the righteous." Narada then shared a story from his own life. "In a previous age, I was born as the son of a humble maidservant. My mother served great sages who stayed at our home during the rainy season. I too served them with utmost devotion, and in return, they blessed me with the remnants of their food, which purified my heart and soul." As I listened to the stories of Lord Krishna, narrated by these sages, my heart was filled with an unshakable devotion to him. I realized that all the world's pleasures were nothing compared to the joy of serving the Lord. As the sages departed, they imparted to me the most esoteric knowledge, a knowledge that revealed the true nature of the universe and the power of illusion created by the Supreme Lord, Vasudeva. This knowledge cleansed me of all worldly desires and anchored my soul in devotion to the Lord. Narada then urged Vyasa, "O wise one, you too should describe the glories of the Lord in your works. Only then will your soul find peace. For it is the Lord's pastimes, his divine plays, that truly free the soul from the cycle of birth and death." Moved by Narada's words, Vyasa realized what he needed to do. He had been preoccupied with the material goals of life, neglecting the most important aspect, the glorification of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. Vyasa decided to compose a new scripture, one that would focus solely on the Lord's divine deeds and his unparalleled glory. Thus Vyasa began the composition of the Bhagavata Purana, a text dedicated entirely to the stories of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This scripture, filled with the nectar of devotion, would go on to become one of the most revered texts in all of Hinduism, offering solace, guidance and liberation to countless souls across the ages. And so, by singing the glories of Lord Krishna, Vyasa finally found the peace and satisfaction that had eluded him for so long. His soul was now complete, having fulfilled its true purpose, devotion to the Supreme Lord.